So, I'm thinking about stuff, right? And,
Usually.
Yeah, but one of the things I was thinking about is, like, I really wish that there was, because there's a game that exists, but it's Japan only. I really wish that there was not a Digimon game, a Tenchi game that we could play together.
Oh,
because
Tenchi, yeah.
I just keep thinking about it, because, like, I spent, the better part of, like, today, I want to say, like, yelling at people on the internet about Tenchi.
Because he's like that sometimes.
And it's one of those things where, like, if you guys haven't seen Tenchi Muyo, it's kind of like, it's a 90s, like, is it harem anime,
yes,
I guess?
It is
yeah.
it's
like,
harem
it's
anime.
not the first one, but it's very close to the first one.
It's the one that people know.
Yeah, it's the one that people think of.
It has defined most of what you would know about harem animes. And there's a lot of really cool world building and a lot of really cool characters and a lot of things that would be really great if it wasn't in a harem anime.
I don't know. I think it's actually kind of fine the way that it presents itself
it's just the author's self-insert getting all kinds of weird sex fantasies going on. And that's a little weird. Like, that's a little skeevy. But then you've got, like, this rich backstory that he came up with for it that's actually really good. So, it's a mixed bag. I'd recommend it.
Most of what I've been talking about, like yelling at people online, basically, has been how the series just goes crazy at some point. Like, you have this really good premise where it's like, oh, here's Tenchi Masaki.
Oh, hey.
And you might not want to do that right now because it might turn you into something way weaker.
That's right. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, because if that turns you into something crap, you don't want to be stuck in a crap form.
Yeah, that's true. Good catch.
Yeah.
So anyways, you were yelling at people on the internet about your anime.
Okay, so Tenchi Masaki is like a regular high school kid or whatever. And it's like, if we're talking about mainline canon, which is the first 3 OVAs, he wakes up a demon who later on turns out to be an alien. He winds up meeting a princess who also turns out to be an alien.
And her sister.
And her sister, who's an alien also. And then it's just this huge thing where eventually you've got like 6 girls and they're all aliens living in his house and doing whatever. And a lot of people know the general premise of Tenchi, wherein it's like, oh, well, occasionally there's stuff involving space, but most of it takes place on Earth and whatever else. Eventually, for those of you who haven't watched it all the way through, the series kind of just loses itself.
They've decided that everyone is special.
Yeah,
there are no mundane Earth characters.
There are no mundane humans whatsoever in that series.
Anyone you thought was a normal person secretly has like an entire novel's worth of backstory.
Nobuyuki, who's Tenchi's dad, is presented as this character who's like a normal human being for a while. And it's like, for the first 2 OVAs, he's totally just presented as, this is a dude. This is just a normal dude. And it's like, oh, that makes him kind of a cool character because he's the only human being there. And it's like, no. In the 3rd OVA, it turns out he has an 80-year-old daughter. And then everybody kind of looks at him and goes, wait a minute. And Nobuyuki's like,
yeah,
and he's like pulling his collar.
Tenchi has a sister that he didn't know he had, who is 80 years old, but looks exactly like his mother and is still young. And sometimes his mom and her would switch places and he never noticed. His mother's dead, so this is particularly significant.
Yeah, the fact that they switch places a bunch is like, just this realization where he sits there and goes, wait a minute.
It's just shitting on this poignant sort of, now I've got like an attack thing.
Yeah.
Down. But I don't think it was the attack times 2. I think it was the week.
Does
it said attack W up.
I don't know. Does that not show up as attack times 2?
I don't know. The formatting here is really weird. But what were we saying?
His mom.
The first 2 OVAs have it be like, oh, well, Tenchi's mom is dead, but she was an important part of his life, obviously, and like, oh, her memory is important. And then, like, it turns out half of his memories of her are memories of his sister that he didn't know he had, and the other half are memories of his future stepmom, who his mom knew.
Like, half his memories are just made up because he blurred them too harshly.
Like, the author decided that he just didn't like Tenchi's mom and replaced her.
Like, she has this whole thing going in the beginning of the series where it's like, oh, she was really nice and he loves her and misses her and she's passed away and whatever. And then it's like, okay, so he figures out that half of them are his sister taking his mother's place, and the other half are his future stepmom, like, apparently, like, fills in and will do things like make him food and take care of him when he's sick, and she's always been there, and he doesn't remember her whatsoever, despite the fact that when she meets him, she's like, oh man, I knew you a lot when you were a kid. And he's like, I don't know you at all.
And she's never mentioned in the first two series.
Yeah, the first two OVAs she's never mentioned. And then it turns out Tenchi just keeps, like, thinking about it and realizes, oh no, oh god, like, half my memories of my mother are just this person, and I put my mom's face on her.
And then it's like, oh, I guess it's okay if my dad marries her.
Yeah, also
She's
it turns out that his
completely
mom is like
replacing
like an enormous fucking jerk. Like, she's just a huge...
Well, she's dead now, so...
She, like, the argument is she slowly slipped into, like, some kind of, God, what it was like
her
dementia, like early dementia or
she was
something.
immortal, but not, like...
She's immortal, but, like, 800 years old.
Yeah, it's weird, and it's really sad, but the most sad part is that it's kind of played for laughs.
Yeah.
It's really unsettling. Other than that, Tenchi's a cool series.
Yeah, Tenchi's is a fine series. His dad, though, eventually, when they figure out that he's got, like, an 80-year-old daughter, has to basically tell them, okay, yeah, I'm not a normal human being. I'm, like, 200 years old, and I'm a decorated, like, detective for the Galaxy Police, and all this other stuff. And it's, like, implied maybe that when he was younger, like, Tenchi's age, he had an entire harem of his own. And it's just this weird, like, okay, what the fuck is going on?
Everybody's special.
Everybody's special.
And everyone's related to Tenchi.
Yeah,
it's
no,
kinda,
it just all kind of wraps back and
It's
around.
a little troubling sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, I just spent a lot of time today yelling at people about Tenchi.
Because they didn't know enough Tenchi trivia and you had to teach them.
A lot of people don't know anything beyond the original OVA.
They don't know anything that wasn't on Toonami.
Sometimes the second one, because I think the second one did play on Toonami.
Yes,
also.
the first two OVAs were considered just Tenchi Muyo, and then Tenchi Universe and Tenchi in Tokyo were also on Toonami.
Yeah, and those are their own
and people confused them a lot because they would, just air one after the other. So if you saw them on cable...
Toonami was really weird about that. Like, they aired all of them basically, like, one after the other, so it felt like it was supposed to be a continuation.
Yeah, it got confusing.
And it super wasn't at all. But back to Digimon, which is what we should be talking about.
I've been playing a lot of Cookie Clicker.
That's not Digimon!
No, it's not.
I found 2 Digivices.
You
like
own those.
a couple months ago.
They need batteries.
And I don't think I actually said anything. I have batteries for them. We could just, like, turn them on at any
we just
time.
haven't. But there's no way for us to record that other than, like, rigging up an actual camera over it.
Oh, yeah.
And that seems like more trouble than it's worth.
I actually have a weird story about one of those Digivices. So one of them is not broken, but it does not work properly. One of them, specifically the one from the 4th season, I fucked with when I was a kid. And rather than breaking it, I made it work in, like, a very strange way. The actual thing, I think, is supposed to have random battles if you get to certain places in a map that comes with it. Or something like that. I don't remember what actually happened, but I know random battles do occur in that game.
Okay.
When I was younger, the first time that I got that Digivice, I got it way too close to the TV, like, immediately upon having it.
He's gonna do something.
Uh-oh.
He's doing an area of effect, I can tell.
He's dead.
No.
We're dead.
We better not be. Oh, that was...
The plant died.
Yeah, that could have been worse. I had noted that I needed to heal her on the next turn.
Yeah.
That's
well, at least
fine.
she's taking a bunch of damage.
He's freaking out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out, Doggy Doo.
Dog Doo?
No, he's, like, related to Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, so I Scooby-Doomon?
Sure.
I got the Digivice too close to it, like a CRT, like, with static and stuff. And it arced. Like, I was using a CRT from, like, the 70s.
Oh,
like,
man.
I had a very old TV in a home that had very poor electric wiring. And because those things have those little pins that stick up out of the top, that are metal because they're supposed to be contact pins. You're supposed to be able to touch them and exchange information via doing that. I had one of those. I had the season 4 one, and I got it way too close to the TV, and I guess just clipped static. And upon clipping the static, the thing arced, and I shocked myself super bad. Which is something I'm not going to point out a lot of, but I will say that, like, all throughout my life, I have a very strange relationship with electricity. I am consistently shocking myself doing stupid things. Especially as a child, it was like every couple of months I'd do something dumb and just electrocute myself really bad.
Glad you survived!
It was things like, just as an example really quickly, when I was
shit, he's panicked.
Oh, that's no, dude. If he kills our dude, he's
not gonna kill her.
Yes, he did.
Oh shit!
He just killed our dude.
What the one time he does decent enough damage to something?
That wasn't even that decent. Oh no!
Oh my fucking! Oh really?
Well, at least she's hitting him.
Yeah, still though.
But if we can't control, they're both super low on life too.
Yeah. Oh god. Maybe we'll finally see the game over screen.
Oh, I really hope we don't.
I'm trying to be optimistic.
I know you are,
okay.
but like, it's not going to be enough. We're not going to be able to kill him. Shit. And he's got his turn right now.
What the?
And he's doing his big one too. You can tell.
God.
So we're about to game over here. Wow, that was a waste of like 2 full episodes.
Do you want to just start over?
No. Tell you what, let's do a cut here.
And then beat him off screen?
No, we'll come back just before we beat him. Does that sound fair to you?
Yeah. Yeah. That's it?
Jesus, that's
all we get.
Dun 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 dun.
That's all we got.
All right.
We saved before this.
Yeah, see you guys in a little bit.